Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on, of course, Solana. All right, I have to cover Solana right now. It's the hottest ecosystem and hottest coin in the crypto market right now, at least out of the major coins, right? I mean, there's obviously always a coin doing better. That is crypto for you, but ultimately Solana is doing great, right? And this is not completely unexpected. If you watch my videos, I've covered Solana quite extensively over the course of the last week because we actually saw some strength coming in. And yesterday on X, I also spoke about one specific thing that we saw happening. If there's one coin that has really won over the last couple of months, which coin would that be? Which is the coin that comes to your mind initially? It's Ethereum, right? Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin, and most of Ethereum beta has outperformed, most altcoins actually. Some Ethereum beta has done extremely well since the middle of May. And what happened yesterday and what is going on right now is that we have actually seen the start, potentially, right? It's not fully confirmed, which I would love to confirm this, but it's not fully confirmed. But the start of a potential reversal in Sol ETH, right? So that's the relative strength of Solana against Ethereum, which since April 2025 has fallen off a cliff, all right? The relative strength of Solana against Ethereum has dropped down almost 50%. And right now what you can see is that on the 12-hour time frame, we've actually broken above the downtrend, which is the first time we have done this with actual momentum since we started the downtrend. And then on the daily time frame, we are at the daily trend, all right, which we would have to break above, and we haven't done that yet. That's why I cannot confirm this. We have to break above that if we actually want to see continued momentum for Solana. But at this point of time, it looks quite promising. We had a strong breakout, leaving an imbalance to the downside, which I would say in this case that's actually positive. There's a lot of momentum for Sol ETH, but there also is quite a lot of volume and momentum for Solana right here specifically. The ecosystem is also doing great. Bonk, Solana, Jupiter, Jito, Bohm, those are all doing relatively well. Drift as well. And then technically, it's not confirmed yet, at least not on the higher time frames, but technically Solana is also trying to break above some very, very important resistance levels. The main one being, which we also spoke about in the weekend, 205 and 202. All right, and on the 4-hour time frame, we've been able to break above that with relative volume. We've also retested that. On the 12-hour time frame, we still have to confirm that, I would argue. So right now we are on the verge, I'd say, of getting some sort of a Solana season. It might not last a month, but it could last a week, maybe 2 weeks. But we need some confirmation, and I think that confirmation is going to come in the next 2 days with the news that we're going to get. All right, we're going to get some very relevant economic data. Very boring, but it is true. Some very relevant economic data with today initial jobless claims and GDP data, tomorrow inflation. If that's all right, if that data at least is not very bearish, I think it's confirmed, right? And I do think that we have some levels we could spike down into. We have an imbalance, for example, at $200. It is definitely a possibility that Solana spikes into that level still after some news or after the US opening, whatever. But as long as we get a strong reaction there and as long as we close above 202 afterwards, we're fine. And I have to say, given the momentum that we're seeing right now, not only specifically from Solana, but also Sol ETH and the ecosystem, and my expectation of the fundamentals, I would have to say it's most likely that we are going to be able to do this, right? So that maybe we'll spike, but that we will be able to break above 205 on the higher time frames as well, and that we can finally get that move into 225 and 230, which is the next major resistance level, which is actually quite close by. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know for today. I will be making daily updates on Solana, so if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. But that's it for now. So thank you for watching, take care, and bye.